factories go on mile after mile.
That's all
the way down the river.
All the way down the river. As soon as this mill, as soon as it ends in Duquesne, it'll pick up on the other side, and it'll be the McKeesport Works, and it also shut down. Along Monongahela River, you find nothing but a graveyard of rust and decaying steel mills.
No, we're not going to fall.
Came up these stairs for 15 years. And down there, Missy, Chrissy, see that blue house there? That's where your grandfather used to guard. He used to work there. And see all this fencing and decking? Daddy put all this in. This used to be a steel plant, employing about 7,000 people. Looks like somebody dropped a neutron bomb on this plant. Now it's empty, deserted. Idle. You could walk up to anybody on the street and they would say they used to work here.
I was an inspector for United States Steel and 36 years with them. And we just terminated February the 1st.
I worked for LTV Steel for 24 years. They officially closed down our plant June last year, 1986.
My grandfather started at Duquesne Works around 1900. He worked there for almost 50 years. My father worked there for 46 years. Incidentally, my father was killed as a result of working in a mill, and I worked in a mill for 20 years. So the end of a family tradition. They had to shut down the mill to get rid of us.
This time used to have 3 different theaters. You could picture everything all painted and people on the streets. That's the way it was. This is a part of Pittsburgh, and a lot of people don't know about it. They built this parochial school in 1963, and everything's empty. This is a beautiful building, but the people that built it can't afford to send their children here, because most of them were steel workers, and they lost their jobs. There's not as many trains running as before, and the train station's even for sale.
Does it open? No. Doesn't open? What is this building here, Gary? What is this?
This is the Clark police station.
It's the police station?
Yeah.
But how come it's locked?
The police are all laid off. There aren't any police.
A lot of houses for sale?
1, 2, 3, 4 on this block alone are for sale.
Really?
For sale.
Mostly folks who used to work in the mill?
Yes. Uh-huh.
This is the Rainbow Kitchen. We come here, we're allowed to get food here once every 60 days.
This one has a Garfield in there. They're the same. It's the same Fruit Loops. Okay, you want to put them in the bag?
Dolores, how many people come here for free food?
Well, when we first started out, it was 250 families, and now that figure has escalated to over 1,000 families that come here. Right.
Have you always worked here in the kitchen?
No, I was a bricklayer helper for U.S. Steel. I started in 1974.
You were a steel worker too?
Yes. 1974, I was the first woman bricklayer helper.
You got laid off?
Yes, in 82.
I'm confused. You lost your job. Gary lost his job. His wife's picking through the used clothing bin for something to wear. But everybody keeps on telling us that Pittsburgh's the most livable, desirable city in the country.
It might be desirable for the yuppies, but people here are suffering. They need help.
How do you say the most livable? Are you talking able to walk down the street at 11 o'clock at night without being mugged, or able to walk down the street at 11 o'clock without a dime in your pocket? But as far as the job market goes, it's not there.
What happens to a guy like Gary Patton?
Gary Patton, a man who worked all his life, goes on welfare. They got a whole town after town. They've created a welfare state out there in the Monongahela Valley.
What kind of future does he have? Is there any hope on any end?
Well, one thing that's interesting, a lot of the workers are banding together and they're trying to open up some of the more modern mills that were shut down. You know, they just walked away from some very modern plants. If these factories could be reopened, it could bring hope back to the valley.
How many Gary Pattons are there out there?
There's thousands, the whole town. It's really sad.
All right, John, thanks so much. Jane's back in just a moment with Jamie Lee Curtis, Mike Farrell. Right after this.